Welcome to the Coach Stretch Show.
What up, what up, what up? It's your man, Coach Stretch, and we are back. We have a special episode. We have a Hampton Roads legend live tonight on Facebook and YouTube. Coach Stretch, here we go. We got Big AJT in the building. Big Dog Mike. Well, yeah, there you go, Big Dog Mike. We are all here. We are joined by our first ever female guest, ladies and gentlemen. First ever. She was a member of the 1995 Hampton High School team, where she started at point forward. She was selected all PD and all region underneath legendary coach David Six. That was the first ever Hampton High School team that qualified for states. She went on to earn a basketball scholarship where she played at Fayetteville State. As I said, she's a disciple of legendary coach David Six. 2001, they won a state championship as an assistant. As a player, she averaged 12 and 12.7 rebounds as a senior and was named to the Daily Press All-Star team in 1995. As a coach, she has made stops at the Apprentice School, CNU, and Hampton University. She is the state champion from 2020 Hampton High School girls varsity team, Coach Shanda Bailey. Let's welcome in.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Miss Crabber Pride in the building. It is an honor to have you on. I can't even begin to express the gratitude that we have for you coming on, taking time out of your busy schedule to come on and talk some hoops with us tonight. You got any shout outs or anything you want to say before we get started?
I'm good. I just want to, shout out everybody that's watching, everybody's listening, my team, all my coaches. I'm ready to get deep and dig into the topic for the evening.
Ooh, Statman gang, shout outs.
Honestly, God for allowing us to have this platform. Shout out to my daughter Bree. I love you. Shout out to my mom. All the people who support, the people who don't support, love y'all too. And just thankful to everybody who's watching.
Big Dog.
Yeah, man. Shout out my daughters, Kayla, Taylor, Skylar, my grandbaby, Alea, my brother, Scotty, who's been helping us big time. Appreciate it.
All right. Coach Bailey, let's talk about your early days playing basketball underneath Coach David Six. Can you give us a view into what that was like playing for such a legendary coach with all that expectations and weight? What was that like? And also talk about what was it like being a point forward, like you were one of the first point forwards to play in the Peninsula District. Let's talk about that a little bit.
First, just let me say that I firmly believe that Six is probably, if not the smartest, one of the smartest basketball coaches to ever come through this area, the state. He's taught me a lot about basketball and really helped me prepare a lot for life in general. Like Six had a very no-nonsense approach to coaching. Before Six got there, we did not win a single basketball game. My freshman year, I think we won 3 games. So you know how you see scores now and teams are getting beaten up? That was us at Hampton High School my freshman year.
That's crazy.
Who was that coach?
His last name was Melvin. What was his name? Joseph Melvin or something like that. I can't even remember. But he left after that year because Six used to coach us in the summer. We did much better in the summer with Six. My sophomore year, Six came in. We were over 500. By my junior year, I was playing point guard and we were finishing top in the district, going to region and qualifying for state. So he did a great job with us. He just even now, sometimes I'll still call Six when I have a question or if I want to, figure something out or just making sure I'm making the right approach for a game, a tough game that we have coming up. Like Six is very helpful in that area. So it was good to have a coach like him. I think Six has a lot of successful players played underneath him. He, prepared all of us for life in general. You just couldn't get over on him.
Right.
Cared about us all deeply, so I take my hat off to him and thankful for him being my high school coach. Got me a lot, got me far.
That's what's up. Shout out to Coach David Six. We might try to get him on the show too one of these days.
Shout out Coach Six.
So how'd you get started into coaching? What was that? What was that period like, being a former player jumping into the coaching ranks?
So after my junior season, I was one of those kids where, college basketball is like a job.
Right.
It's like a job. And I was really focused on just graduating. I just was taking 21 hours, 22 hours. I actually graduated in 3.5 years. Like, I was trying to hurry up and get out. So I left Fayetteville State and went home to Norfolk State, and was set to play at Norfolk State. You had to sit out a year because at that time Norfolk State was in the CIAA. So I was supposed to sit out for a year. I sat out that whole year, and when it was time for my senior season, my advisor told me, you only need a semester. So I said, I'm not going to stay a whole year to play basketball. So I called Six up and said, look, I'll just be a commuter and I can come back and, help coach. And he was all on board. So I started coaching then. At that time, I was the youngest JV coach in history. They remember me from Hampton High School, so they wouldn't give me the JV job by myself. They made somebody else come on board with me, because it was the same staff there. And they like, Shanda Bailey, like this girl right here. So we were co-head coaches. We won the district JV that year, and I was Six's assistant. At that time, we used to have the JV game and then the 2 varsity games. So I was able to sit on the bench with him a lot, and I just stayed around and started coaching. And that's what started it for me, just going back, giving to my high school, which a lot of people that graduated from Hampton High School do. We always go back and give back to the school that gave so much to us. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you've had a couple stops at Prentice School, seeing you and at Hampton University. I assume that was with Coach Six. Can you tell us, like, because they are all 3 different styles of institutions. Can you tell us which one was your favorite?
Believe it or not, I coached at Hampton University before Six got there. We swapped places. So when Six got to Hampton University, I went back to Hampton High School. You went back? Yes. So actually, I started off my college coaching career at Christopher Newport. I was coaching at Hampton High School, and I decided at that time I wanted to coach college basketball. I, made a call. Six made a call for me, and I was over there with Coach Hunter, and only stayed there for a year. And Hampton University had an opening. Went to Hampton University, coached over there for a couple of years. Then I decided, I was going to get married and have a baby, and I stopped coaching for a little while, and took some time off. And when it was time for me to come back, I went back to Hampton High School and started coaching. So I stayed there for a couple of seasons, coached under Eric Scott. I was his JV coach, which, let me say this, I run into a lot of coaches who think that they're too good to coach JV. And I don't understand that, because here it was, I was a college coach and I'm coaching JV. I feel like if you have a talent, you could give it. It doesn't matter the level. You could help any kid. But I often run across a lot of coaches who are, too good to coach JV. Not understanding that that's the fundamental point, where you start to develop them to be able to play varsity. So I went back and did that, stopped coaching. Then I went back to the apprentice school. And after the apprentice school, I stopped coaching for a little while and then went back to Hampton, and here I am. So I've kind of been in the 757 all over the place, but I never, quote me, I never coach at another high school other than Hampton. Like, never. Yeah. I wouldn't want to see them win, so I wouldn't even go.
That Crown Pride blood run deep, man.
Nah, I wouldn't want you to give you any W.
These guys don't understand. These guys don't understand. Mark Godwin brought me on at Hampton High School, with him to do JV, Him and my cousin Giuseppe Woodard. And then after that, man, like Coach E started feeding me all the crab of pride, like literally the history and the legacy. And you talking about a sad day when I left and went back to Mentorville, because I'm thinking like, yo, man, they got so much pride for their school. I gotta go back to Mentorville and try to help them. Man, and no disrespect to Mentorville.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it.
I'm not gonna disrespect. I'm not gonna do it. But listen, I'll say this: after my 3 years at Mentorville, when I came back to Hampton, it was like a homecoming coming back to Hampton. And you can ask Shanda, like everybody received me with open arms, like I've been there for 20 years. Like
it's
and that's
different.
It's different. It is just different. You walk in that joint, you touch the crab, it's different. And you know, that's what I'm saying. I wish more schools took more pride in their tradition, in their legacy. Like you just like the defensive drills, you sliding around and you gotta go slap that crab. Listen, them jokers mean that.
It's different.
It's different.
If you look at our school now, the majority of the coaches are Hampton High School graduates.
Yeah.
Me, even all my assistant coaches except for one graduated from Hampton High School. James did, Dee Dee did, our football coaches did. Up until recently, our cheerleading coaches, our wrestling coach, our baseball coach.
Everybody.
So it's kind of tradition for us that former players come back and give back again to the school that gave so much to them, because we do instill that crabber pride into you. So it stays with you.
Telling you. That's why that's the only school like right now. Like if he called me right now, I'm going back. Like if he need me, I'm going back.
I'm gonna remember that now.
You putting your bid in on the line.
No. Now I'm good where I'm at. But if he called me, like I'm gonna go over there. Like straight up, like that's the type of, he's like my big brother, man. Like when I ain't have nothing going for me as far as coaching, and you talking about sound advice and just teaching me, not only X's and O's, but being professional, like dressing a certain way. He was like, nah, we playing Bethel. Nah, we wearing all black. We sending a message. Like the mindset is just, like I said, man, it's just different, man. I wish y'all could be there. It's just different. So like I said,
you gotta know that.
If he calls
I'm
me,
sorry to interrupt you. Yeah.
I'm going.
And I will say this, like when I first came back for probably like the first 2 years of me coaching it, maybe two and a half, at every game, you might remember this stretch, at every one of my games, you would see E standing at the end of my bench.
Yep.
And I would walk down and be like, E, because I had been out the game for so long. I'd be like, look, I'm thinking about E, be like, no, you got that deep voice, blah, 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 and I'd go out and do it. And then I remember maybe going into my third year, he was like, you don't need me no more, baby. You got it. Like, you got it. And I was like, oh, I got it. Okay, I got it. So I was off on my own. But he's always there. If there's ever a tough game where the score is close, I promise you all, if you look at the end of my bench, he is standing right there. So just the way he helps me and the way I cheer for him, it is his family.
It's that's what I'm saying. Like the whole program is just family, bro. Like we would stay back or get there early, and I would watch them practice, and he'd be like, "All right, how they looking?" Like he would ask me how the girls was looking before we hit the floor, and I was like, they doing good, they looking good. And then Shanda would stay back and watch us get going. Like that's the type of environment it is over there, man. And they breed winners. Yeah, they breed winners. So you are also the one of the coaches for the Boo Williams 17U girls team. Talk to us about the difference between coaching AAU and coaching high school basketball.
Well, on the level that I coach at for Boo with the 17U EYBL, of course, these are your elite girls. So these are the best of the best. So you kind of have an expectation that when the kids come out there, there's certain things that you don't have to teach, High school, you got to take what you can get and you got to build you a basketball player. You have to teach everything from setting a screen to, a pick and roll, how to box out, taking a ball out of bounds. You have to teach every little aspect of the game.
Yeah.
With EYBL basketball, you know, we get the top 12 kids. We get into practice. We put in some offense, some defense. I would say the challenge with EYBL is kind of trying to figure out what works, because you do have kids that come from various programs where they learn different things, and trying to get them acclimated to what it is that we need to do as a team to win. That's probably the most difficult part of it. But it's definitely a challenge coaching elite children, elite kids on a daily basis, and bringing out the best in them. And then sometimes you have so much talent, trying to figure out what to do with so much talent, because everybody's good, right? But you know, that kid that's in that 10th spot is used to playing at our high school. She's the woman at our high school. So you may come out and get limited minutes. So you have to do a lot of juggling personality, sometimes juggling parents, and again, just figuring out what kind of what you can run on defense and offense to kind of make it work and get the best out of your kids.
Right.
So from an on-court standpoint, because you mentioned that, and I've said, and I'm gonna throw Mike under the bus and then roll it back over him. Mike doesn't really like coaches, but I've always said that I had to get you. I've always
Is this
said
Hollywood
that,
Mike? Hollywood Mike, y'all talking about don't like coaches?
Yeah,
No,
Hollywood Mike.
don't like coaches.
Okay.
I've always said that managing personalities was a big part of coaching. You got to manage egos, right? One of the things I was going to ask you though, because you mentioned how all of the ladies on the EYBL are good. What skills specifically are you looking for that lets you know, like, okay, she ready, or okay, like she got some work to do? Like, is there anything that you look for specifically?
Oh, absolutely. Whoever can boogie is who you want to go with. You know, like again, you know, you have to consider this. So take a kid that might play for a local high school, right? And she's the best kid in her high school, and she does well for our high school. And then you put her on a team where you could pick up kids from Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, Tennessee, and West Virginia, because you can have kids play for your AAU team as long as they live in a state that borders Virginia. So you can get the best of the best of the best. So your best at a local high school and the best for a kid that goes to a private school out in DC, where she's used to playing against kids at a top 50 every night, the two best are like here. You know, it could be a major difference. So you definitely look for role players, because, you know, on every team you need a role player. You can't have, you know, a team full of Jordans. That's not going to work. You know, so you definitely want role players, but you want those kids that could boogie. You want those kids that could go out there and, you know, if you're trying to press them, it's not going to matter. They could get through that press. I think we had a kid that does that well. Z, she goes to Princess Anne. Z's so fast. I mean, try to trap her if you want to. She's past you, you know. And then you want some kids that are athletic, you know, who can defend, because at that level you have to be able to defend. And I think, again, one of the major differences between high school basketball and AAU basketball, when you get to AAU and EYBL basketball and you're talking about kids starting to go to college, you're only as good as who you can defend. You know, you can go out there and you can drop 20 at your high school, but you get on this EYBL court and somebody is right past you. You got to come sit down next to me if you can't defend. You know, you can't stop anybody. So we definitely look for kids that could get it done on both ends of the floor.
So no. Go
ahead, Mike.
Where's Mike about to say? Oh, come on, Mike.
So here's my thing. You mentioned about the whole coaching, that I don't like coaching. My thing with the whole coaching is, I just use an example. If you got KD, Kobe, Shaq, LeBron, MJ on your team, right? If you got all those guys and you win 10 championships, and you tell me what stats always say, well, you got to manage personalities. I agree with that. I'll take that. But if you have 5 elite superstars, how difficult will your role be? If you're saying to me the only thing I got to worry about is managing, if you're saying to me the only thing I got to worry about is managing personalities, I'll take that all the time, as opposed to you giving me 5 or giving me a team full of role players and eight rotation guys. That's the harder job. And I'm saying to Stats is that Greg Popovich, Phil Jackson. They had talent. Let
me correct you.
Go right ahead.
Thank you.
Okay. I just had this. Let me tell you what. I just had this conversation with my friend.
Mhm.
Hey, friend. Today. All right, listen. So when you have kids that can play, right? And everybody thinks they can play. Everybody knows they can play. You deal with a whole lot more ego. You deal with a whole lot more, more selfishness. You deal with a lot more, the ball should be coming to me, right? So sometimes you have good kids that don't play well together. So it's not the only thing you have to manage is personalities, because that's not the only thing that you have to manage.
Mm-hmm.
Once you, and I say this because like the year we won state, I was very meticulous about who we played.
Mm-hmm.
Very, because you have to, once your girls start winning and winning and winning and winning and winning and winning, when you get to that 20th win, they feel invincible. And then guess what happens? You go in, looking past a team that has won. It happened to me last year. We lost first round of state. We're playing a first round regionals. We're playing the worst team.
Mm-hmm.
My kids were like, "Oh, this is nothing. Like, oh, we the number one seed. We're playing the worst seed in here. Please, when you start to win so much and you get that swollen head where you think you can't be beat."
Yep.
I tell my girls all the time, the sun shines on a dog's behind every now and then, and you got to be ready for it. So it's a lot more managing than you think. It's a lot more keeping kids under wraps than you think.
I would say this. So let me ask you this: Would you rather coach the kids that can boogie, or would you rather coach the kids that got 2 left feet?
Now, what kind of question?
I'm just asking. I'm just
where we used to coaching kids that can boogie, so of course you're gonna give me the kid that can boogie, but that's not the only thing that you have to manage. And then you have to find offense that works for them, because you could be a terrible coach. You could put them in the wrong positions, the wrong situations. You could run the wrong defense. You can have them playing offense. Yeah, you can put them in offense that doesn't bring out the best of them, and you lose.
Okay, so can I piggyback off that point right there? Since Mike went there, I'm just like, one of the things with coaching, right, that I say, the managing ego parts matter, but installing a system matters. Helping your players get the shots, like even the superstars can get their shots from anywhere, but the best coaches optimize that they get their shots from the best locations. So I guess, like, when you're designing an offense around a player, like, how long do you have to look at or scout said player to be like, okay, I know this person is stronger going left off the pick and roll. They can make that pocket pass right, but they can't necessarily make it left. Like, how long does it take for a coach like to, I guess, get that part down?
For us, normally, if you pay attention to us historically, we usually drop one early.
Okay.
And then finish the season strong, because coaches are not perfect, so oftentimes we're not playing our best basketball until somewhere after Christmas, like January timeframe is when we really get into our rhythm and we're playing our best offense, our best games, because I might put in an offense that I think is wonderful and it runs and we're doing it well. And then, you get against, you start playing against a team and you realize, like, well, God dang, they can't, they're not getting into it right. They're not running it like I want them to. So you may have to simplify it. You might have to put in more screens. So it does take a while for you to go and this is a coach that's about their business. You go and watch film and you see where we score and where we can't score.
Thank you.
You have to be a student of the game, and you have to be able to figure those things out. You have to, like, we have just about every one of our games filmed, and we watch it ad nauseum.
Thank you.
So you definitely, it takes a while. For us, I'm going to say, once we get to that 10th game, I feel like we're rolling. 10th, 11th game, we're rolling.
Thank you, Shanda. I appreciate you.
So here's the thing, Stat. So Shanda was able to articulate that. where I can understand it. See what I'm saying? So now I understand. You and Stretch don't give me that same information. So Shanda, I appreciate that.
Mike,
You're
So
welcome,
okay,
Hollywood.
She was able to articulate that.
So
I appreciate that.
we literally,
It's
Sean,
educational.
this is what we did, right? Because we're going to implement like film, like during the actual pod, where I'm going to be breaking down like certain guys' tendencies in this. We literally sat and broke down film, me and Stretch, of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown on defense. I don't know any other way that it could be. Look, Shonda, maybe you're dope. You are a legend, so that's cool. But it's just like the film part is a necessary aspect to this coaching thing. And it's not just because I feel like you can't just watch, not you, but just in general, like you can't just watch film once. You got to watch it multiple times. You already watching it live,
Absolutely.
but then you got to go back once, twice, 3 times. Like, okay, this was this person's rotation. I don't know if you teach helping off the corner, the strong side corner. Maybe not. I don't think a lot of coaches teach that. But you got to watch that stuff multiple times in order to implement that. So, like, I appreciate you helping reinforce that for Brother Hollywood. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hollywood. No
Any
brother.
other questions, Hollywood? Call me. I'll help you.
I'm
I'll
coachable.
get you the like coaches. Okay.
I'm coachable.
All right.
I'm coachable. I appreciate you, Shonda.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about recruiting and what it looks like now for high school players with the emergence of the transfer portal and a lot of college athletes getting their COVID year and extra year and all kinds of other stuff going on. Talk about what recruiting looks like now for the high school student athlete going in or trying to go obtain a scholarship to go to college. For girls, for girls,
it's tough.
Yeah.
I think one thing that the portal did was it definitely makes kids have to be that much better.
Mm-hmm.
And the other night I was on a call where this guy had this logic that even if kids are transferring out of the transfer portal, there's still the same number of scholarships available, because if you had a kid that left, let's say Norfolk State to go to VCU, and VCU had the opening, that all it does is switch the opening from one school to another. So I get the logic behind that. But what he didn't take into account, in my opinion, was you'll have a kid, let's say you have a kid who's who's a top prospect. Like, this kid can play at like, mid-major D1 school. And you have kids that are already mid-major D1s that are moving around. And you have a kid that leaves a D2 school who really didn't belong at a D2 school and can go play, D1. It kind of limits the opportunities for high school kids to go where they can go and go where they can play, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just think it's making kids have to be that much better, because if, I coach college basketball, and if I'm, looking to recruit a point guard, and my job, my livelihood depends on me winning, if a point guard that started at, UVA for 2 years is looking to come to my school, I probably would take that point guard from UVA that has some experience versus a high school point guard, unless it's a point guard like Zakiah from Princess Anne, unless it's a point guard like Kennedy, my kid, it depends on the point guard, So it definitely makes it tougher. It definitely makes kids have to work that much harder. It definitely limits opportunities in some areas. So we'll see. And they're changing it now, so there'll be an unlimited amount of transfers that are available.
Correct. Yeah,
kids will be able to transfer as much as they want. So it's going to make the game that much crazier.
It's about to be insane.
Right.
So here's my next question, and it's a lot of this going around. So you have a lot of AAU programs, some of them inside that Boo building, some of them, and you got Push and Virginia Beach, and you got all this other stuff going on. Teams in Richmond. where these coaches for these AAU programs are using their AAU program to push kids or recruit kids to their own high school. What is that about? Like, what is that phenomenon about? Because I'm hearing a lot about that going on right here in the Peninsula District. So what is that phenomenon going on, and where did it come from? Like, how is it allowed? I mean, like, are there no sanctions? Are there no rules, regulations? Like, what is going on? What is going on?
You know what? The only thing I can say is, gotta recruit kids to beat me. That's all I can say. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, coaches sometimes got to take it as a compliment. I think that the phenomenon of wanting to win, the pressure of wanting to win, sometimes the competitiveness of it all, just leads people to, I don't know. You know, you see a kid over there that you want, and you know you're gonna go get her. And hey, if that works for you,
see, here's my issue with this. Okay. Because
here we go.
I've done
Here we
AAU.
go.
You do AAU. There are a lot of AAU coaches out here who do both, coach a high school program and coach AAU. When I'm coaching your kid in AAU, I'm doing just that, coaching your kid for AAU.
Absolutely.
And I, as that AAU coach, I'm trying to get them to college, yes, because I'm giving them exposure. But I am coaching them for AAU. And when that AAU season is done, July 31st, you got your kid back.
Absolutely.
That's just me. That's
Absolutely.
me. And wait a minute, Stack. And a few years ago, I had the honor of coaching a lot of your kids. And what most
I felt
people
comfortable with it.
Correct. And what a lot of people don't know is that I was thinking about doing girls at that time, like going to interview because I knew the Woodside job was open. I was thinking about going to do girls. At no point in time did I ever think or say to any parent or kid, "Hey man, you think I might go to this Woodside joint? You might want to come play for me at Woodside." Am I missing something?
No, I really think that the pressure for some people to win is that great. The desire to win is that great. The desire to be the best is that great. Let me just throw a little caveat in there. I'm a firm believer, and people can agree with me or disagree with me. If you're a talented kid, you're a talented basketball player, and you go to a school whose record is 2 and you never get out, you never do postseason play. You have 2 and 16 every year. And you're a talented kid and you have the ability to play at the next level. If you go into an AAU program, a good AAU program, and you're not getting the looks and the offers that you need through AAU because maybe you're missing something throughout the regular season that helps you grow and develop, I really think that parents should consider taking their kids to another school, whether that be a private school or, you make a legal move, and do, what you need to do for your child. It's the same thing with, education. You might be at a school and be like, I don't like this school, education-wise. I'm going to take my kid to another school. I'm a firm believer in that. What I don't condone, though, let me just say this. There are a couple of kids at other schools in the PD in Hampton that I'm like, good Lord have mercy, that little girl need to go on over here and play. Ooh, we can look at her. I mean, it happens.
Right.
I'm human. I would never in a million years approach that kid about coming to my high school. Never. Right. I just don't operate like that. But if it works for some coaches and they feel like they have to do it, by all means, do what makes you happy. But it is kind of crazy because it has kind of contributed to the downfall of our Peninsula District. When I played basketball in high school, yes, when I played basketball in high school, we had tough games every night. Every night, you know, Kickingham was tough. Bethel was tough. Ward was tough. You know, Ferguson was tough. Menchville was tough. I think the only team and Denby was tough. The only team that we kind of, I don't even remember there being a team that laid down, and maybe Ferguson at some point in time, they started to be kind of like the team that we could walk over. But now when my girls play, we probably have 2 tough games a season. Well, 2 tough schools, you know, and it's kind of like.
It's sad, especially, you know, we talking about doing the top 25 women, the queen of the PD. And it's like when we talk about this era, we're gonna start losing schools. Like schools will no longer be valid. When you talk about great players coming out of the school, and that is the sad part. That is the travesty. Also,
like, to be honest, I don't know if Denby girls are gonna recover from the stuff that's been done. Like Denby, like it's kind of like you walk in there. Listen, it's true story. Last year we played them. And as a coach, I tell my girls, we win with integrity and we lose with integrity, always. So I never want to go up into a school and purposely try to run the score up. Never. Like, there's no fun in it, first of all. You know, it really isn't. You know, there's no fun in it. We went to Denby and, you know, the girls they're learning. So they're back in learning mode. They have a coach in there that's trying his best to get the girls back up to speed. I was so scared for my girls to play them. I was like, listen, don't drive to the basket. Everybody shoot jump shots. So we had a jump shot clinic where I told Kennedy and Prophet, just shoot threes. Don't even come inside the arc. Just shoot, because they're running underneath you. You know, basketball has just, and it's a couple of schools like that. And we still beat them by 70. Shooting jump shots, no layups. It was a no layup rule. Shoot jump shots all night long. No press, no nothing. You know, it's kind of like they kind of come down and hand it to you. And at one point in time, their basketball program wasn't like that. When B. Scott left Denby, that's when the demise of Denby kind of happened. It just quick. Mm-hmm.
Well,
but we know that kids are supposed to be over there playing. But
it's a lot of kids supposed to be over there playing. That's not there. Which is sad. And there's a lot of kids that's supposed to be getting. See, because what people don't understand, like, if you go to a team that's already stacked, when is your opportunity gonna come? How are you gonna shine? Like, how? If you're a good player and you over there with 8 other good players, when is how are they gonna see you?
Well, I have a question though. So to Shanda, so you know how like the guys that their dream is to go to the NBA and basketball level. Do you have many of your players or players that you've seen play say, hey, I want to make it to the WNBA, or do I want to play pro, or is just basketball an extracurricular activity for them?
Oh no, they want to go to college and beyond to play. A few of them, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I mean, you really don't want to. I mean, you really don't want to coach kids that don't have a desire to push towards something, you know?
Correct.
That's true.
I want my kids, you want to get a scholarship, come in here and earn it every day, and after that, when you get to college, if you want to go and play professional basketball, go to practice and earn it every day, and that's what we try to teach them. Earn it every day. The rent is due every single day.
The rent is due every day.
Every day, no days off.
Every day.
But as a coach for you, when you mentioned about the whole Denby experience, like when you have games like that, how often do you have games like that? Like, and how do you keep the kids motivated?
It's only 3 teams, Mike. Girls. It's only now it's trying to be 4. So you got Hampton, Menchville.
What?
Yeah, you got Hampton, Menchville, Ward, and now Woodside was on the rise. But I heard they big girl might be leaving, going to Menchville. But hey, other than that,
how do you keep them motivated, Shanda? How do you keep them motivated?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to tell all my tricks, but we do a lot of I'll call them positive kind of affirmations.
Okay.
all my kids are responsible for one. We scrimmage our JV boys quite often.
I like that.
That's a coach I can play for a stretch. I don't know about you, bro. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna chew your ass out because you like to
you.
shoot some ill-advised shots. You like to take ill-advised shots.
Is that Hollywood? Take an ill-advised shot.
I'm just trying to book you. That's it.
Yeah, boogie your ass next to me.
And then I'm sure y'all can tell that I am the queen of trash talking. So I get out there and I talk so much.
Yeah.
To my kids, and I have coaches that can still play. My coaches can still play, so I get out there and just set screens for them, and they want to run up and down. I be like, no, half court. But
half court.
We get out there and we play them. And let me tell you this: as good as my girls are, they can never beat us. Never.
No, yeah. They staff is legit.
Yeah, we just too smooth. But we get out there and we talk and we play them, and that get on the line can be very motivating. You don't want to. I mean, it's up to you. You can come in here and practice, or you can come in here and be a track team. Makes me know. Never mind. You pick. We kind of instill that in the kids.
Mine still got PTSD from running in high school.
See?
That ain't never.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta motivate kids by sending them home. I mean, you have to motivate yourself. Get out of here. Yeah. I mean, it just depends. And, some kids you need to motivate with a hug and I love you and you're getting better. So it depends. We do our best to keep them motivated and keep them pushing and keep them moving.
I also want to talk about your state championship team. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say they had one of the highest GPAs as a team
Absolutely.
To ever win a state championship.
That's amazing.
Can you talk about how that even came about? Like, we talking about girls that had 4.1s, 4.2s, and above that, and went out there and won a state championship. Like, can you talk about that journey? How that even came about, and how you get girls to focus not only on basketball, but how important their academics are.
So at Hampton, we have several academies. I'm putting the plug. We have several academies at Hampton High School. One of the academies, so in Hampton, in the city of Hampton, you can go to any school you want to. You just have to apply to one of the academies and get into the academy. One of the academies that we have at Hampton High School is the IB Academy, and quite a few of my kids were IB students. So Danielle McTeer is probably the smartest kid I know. Like,
shout out to Danny Mac.
Woo! Look, me in here trying to do 6th grade math with my kid was not working. I called Danielle, like, look, and Danielle would just, was the answer, Coach Bailey? All you have to do is. So I would have Danielle tutor her. Danielle was very smart. Lene, Candace, Jayla, Jada. I probably, CC, like all the kids, the lowest GPA we probably had on that team at that time was probably like, I think we might have had one that was like a 2.8, but everybody else, mostly Kennedy is really smart. They're right at 4.0, some of them above 4.0. So they did a great job academically. I've never had any academic issues with any of my kids. Let me knock on wood. I'm a stickler for that. I check grades. I talk to teachers. My kids don't even know. I'll pop up at Hampton High School, go see a teacher, ask if there are any problems. But we stay on top of the GPAs.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
And you should get applauded for that. You should get more recognition for that, because that doesn't happen often.
That's amazing. Real. That's amazing.
So let's get into this PD talk.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
It's crazy. Last week we did top 25 King of the PD for boys. And so now we are doing the Queen of the PD top 25 for girls. But last week we had Mr. Elton Brown on, Warwick High School graduate. And we had a great interview. The interview was amazing. It was great.
Big I saw some of it.
Shout out to Big E. It was great.
Shout out to Elton.
What up, bro?
He listed a top 10 for his
let me see who we got.
Go ahead. Go check it out, Shanda. Go ahead. Take 5. Go ahead.
Now tell me, who was it? Because I looked on your page, I didn't see it.
So at number one, he had Mr. Anthony Big Cat Barber.
Okay.
At number 2, he had AI. He called AI to go to the PD.
Okay.
At number 3, he had himself.
That sounds like Elton. Go ahead.
Number 4, he had Damon Baycoat. At
Okay.
5, he had Tony Rutland. At 6, he had Timmy Smith. 7, he had Ricardo Ratliff. 8, he had Stephon Welsh. 9, he had Ronald Curry. And 10, he had Calvin Baker. And I do want to add that he said numbers, what is it? Was it 7 through 10?
We're interchangeable.
We're interchangeable.
Let me just say this.
Your thoughts?
So, Elton and I don't even know if he knows, but Elton and I are coaching Friday night together. We're coaching for Booze, the co-ed, the basketball game. We're coaches. Right. We're on the same team. So, I don't know. Like, Elton is young, so maybe he didn't. I don't know if he saw everybody play on that list.
He saw everybody play now.
I don't know, Elton. I don't know.
He said it's all about the black and white. So he's talking about, accolades.
Well, that's
PPG.
a lie. That's a lie. We already know that's a lie.
Well, he did mention Shanda.
That's a lie.
He did mention that it was stat based. I don't want to speak for him. I don't. That's his look.
Accolades.
He go to Ward. He go to Ward.
Yeah.
Let's move on. I don't know. It can't be stat based with him putting it like that. What? I don't know. I know Elton, from what I hear, Elton was a very good player, but I don't remember seeing him play. I was.
So, Sean, I got a question.
Know.
Any problems with the list? Like, would you change anything around? Just asking.
Absolutely. I'd put it in correct stat order.
Well, who's your top 3?
You already saw my top 3. You know what? Y'all already saw it.
We listen. We did, and we did.
For the people who don't know, I just wanted to put it out there.
The top 3.
Oh my God!
They want to hear from you.
Ron and Damon, hands down. Chuck, Ron, and Damon, top 3.
Chuck, Ron, and Damon.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Chuck, Ron, and
None.
Damon.
To be fair, he did say the top 3 was ifs, ands, or buts for him too. So
yeah, it's no doubt. If you've never seen Damon play basketball, like there's just.
But he was consistent.
Was his hand broke or his wrist broke?
Yeah, they said his wrist was broken.
He said his wrist was broken. Yup.
Yeah, Damon and Chuck used to play. We couldn't even play at Hampton High School.
Yeah,
we had to move the game.
Yeah, the Coliseum. Go ahead, say it straight.
To the same place where Dr. J was at.
See, now you tell me they moving your games. Come on.
So where Dr. J played his own games at, that's legendary.
Look, it ain't because
you gotta stop, man. You gotta stop.
So
Shanda, did you know that Dr. J played for the Virginia Squires over here at the Coliseum? You knew that, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. See, they think I'm carrying Dr. J. I'm not carrying.
Bro, you can't disrespect
at the Coliseum, bro.
Listen, man.
Oh my God.
So I guess it's safe to say that having Ron at number 9 is like blasphemous. That's
Mike, what do you do?
What do you mean? I'm asking.
I'm not even. Hold on.
She's a guest.
I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to answer Hollywood Mike because you know what? When somebody else gave their list, okay, I could tell he was trying to come for me a little bit. Like he wanted me to say something to him, and I was holding the wrath back from you, Hollywood, because you want me to say something to you about it. Listen, I'm gonna say this. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about that list. Go down the list and figure it out for yourself. I'm gonna tell you this. If we go by accolades,
come on now.
We go by I mean, what are we talking about? I don't even understand. Like,
Dog, y'all gotta stop, Mike. You gotta stop, man.
Listen, people want to hear from Shanda. We want to hear their top 10. That's all. You know,
I don't know.
I gotta get the fans what they want. You know.
I mean,
I hear it, though.
it is what it is. You can, you know, as people, we have our favorite players anyway. Like, I'm like that. Even in the PD, I might like a kid from a school who the coaches might not even think is their best player. I mean, it's going on now. Like, this is the kid I like. It's who you like. But if we're going by truth and facts and stats, next subject.
I got you.
Like, it ain't no debating. You can't
ain't no debating.
Debate facts. You know, you could go by who you like and what you think about somebody and what you think about what they did. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Most of the people offering opinions and ain't getting paid to do it. So
Oh God.
So let's go into the queen of the PD top 25. Shout out to the Deltas. Shout out to the Deltas. This thing right here, boy.
Hello.
Shout out to the Delta. Shout out Mom. Shout out to Mom, my favorite Delta.
All right, Mom.
So we got some names right here. Top 25 women, and we got them broken down by school. So what we're gonna do is
who has the most? Is it up here? Can I say this before we get a girl's name? I just want to say this. I welcome all challenges for people to say that there's some other names that are missing. And I welcome all challenges from people who do not think that Hampton High School has the most names on a list. Because they do. Hampton High School has put out the best kids, the most best kids in the PD. Let me say that. Because nobody can argue this. The two best kids definitely came from Phoebus. Definitely. Hands down. If any coach disagrees with it, I mean, they don't need to coach anymore. That's all I'm saying. The two best kids in the PD play for Phoebus High School. Yeah.
My Lord.
Here we go.
So at Bethel, we have Amber Easter, scored over 1,300 points. And Amber Dorsey. I didn't know Amber went to Georgetown. I be sitting there picking with her all the time. I did not know.
You know what? And it hurt me to put Amber name up there just because I don't want to get no.
See, and that's the kind of selfless act you be doing.
I got to give it to Amber. Amber was a really good player back then. She was tall, skinny. She was really athletic. She could run the floor. Yeah, and she went to Georgetown to play. So I had to put Amber on my list. Did we tell people that this is my list? Because I don't know if they knew. This is my list of the top 26 kids that ever came out of the Peninsula District.
If y'all have any issues with this list, please. This is Shanda. Look. We don't want no problems like we did with the boys, man.
Yes, we do. We like all that. I like to hear the debate. Give it to me.
Yeah, this is nice. Coming out of Hampton, you have Alisa Bennett.
No, Bennett.
Bennett.
Alyssa Bennett.
Alyssa Bennett.
Yeah.
She was. I do remember hearing a lot about her.
Alyssa play. Mm-hmm.
Number 2, coming out of Hampton, we have Tiffany Davis.
Yes, Tiffany was a phenom. She was a little guard.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up going to Temple, but couldn't stay there. She actually ended up leaving Temple, and I think she went to CNU for a little while, and then went to the apprentice school. But the truth, hear me, the truth. You couldn't stay in front of her.
We also have Tiara T.T. Lassiter.
Yes, she went to, where'd she go?
Southern Miss.
Yeah,
Southern Miss. And she was the player of the year, Daily Press, for the Daily Press and in the PD.
Right, yep.
And then we have Siobhan Earp.
Absolutely.
I keep hearing her name everywhere.
She's their associate head coach now at North Carolina A&T.
Okay. Yeah, she was an All-American.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear her name everywhere. You have Alicia Morris. That went to Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And you have you're gonna have to help me out with this last name. Celanese. What was her name?
Yeah, Cece
CC
I know
Bozeman.
CC. Yeah, but I can't.
CC
I
Bozeman.
can't never. Yeah,
CC
CC Bo.
went
I
to
can't never
NC
put her
State.
first name.
Let me
Yep.
tell you, CC, she was an All-American as well. She was a Street and Smith All-American.
Mhm.
She averaged about close to 18 points a game. CC hit 93 3-pointers in one season.
Good
Like
God.
her and Siobhan and Alicia were all teammates. You talking about all state, and CC used to shoot over 50% from the arc. That girl
Wow.
could play.
Oh, that's crazy.
That
Yeah,
is
she could
crazy.
play.
Coming out of Kiggerton, you have Tajama Abraham
Yep, TJ.
and Javanka Lewis.
Yep.
And then we get to Phoebus. Now I know this had to pay you to list all these Phoebus Phantoms.
But you got. I mean, I gotta be fair. Fair. I'm gonna be fair.
Coming out of Phoebus, we have Lakeisha Frett.
The best. Let me just say, she's the best player to ever come out of Virginia. Keisha Frett. Yes.
Then you got Diamond Johnson.
Second best player to come out of Virginia.
Yeah, she's crazy. Diamond's crazy.
Yeah.
Keisha Reese.
Yep.
Went on to play at West Virginia. Nikki Reed. And then you have
she coaches now. Nikki Reed, I think, coaches, or she was at Georgetown. I don't know if she's still at Georgetown, but she coached, and she was a little guard too, so could play for sure.
And then you have Miss Crystal Clary. Shout out to Crystal Clary. She's been on the show, viewing a few times. Shout out to Crystal.
Shout out to Crystal. Thank you.
Denby only got one name, and that's Kenya Andrews.
Yep.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like as we move further and further into the archives of history, Denby won't have no names. And that's what I'm talking. Like that's what the issue is with people taking, kids that don't belong to you. Like you eliminate their history of women basketball. Like it's deeper than you just trying to win right now. Like, you talking about Peninsula District and that rich history, man. And we do have a lot of rich history, but you will eliminate an entire school.
Absolutely.
Coming from Woodside, you have Lanika.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Before you get to Woodside, the player that was missing from Hampton is my assistant coach, Khadijah Berger. That's the one I told you was one that was missing off the list. Didi.
Yeah.
Didi can ball. Trust me, she could play. She played at Temple. She went to Temple when she graduated from Hampton.
Oh, that's the girl that sorry ass coach let her stay in the game. They was up by 30.
Yep.
And messed up her knee. He was a sorry at. No mind. Excuse me.
Yeah. Didi.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Dog don't care.
I didn't. Excuse me. But
dog don't care.
Hey, look, ring the alarm. When that joint happened, get him up out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Shout out to Katie. She was at the table. She was like, "Oh yeah, he got to go."
Oh wow. That sounds like Katie.
He got to go. Woodside, you got Lanika Williams Talon. She's a Talon now.
Right.
Tish Lyons and Miss Adrienne Motley, who I am biased towards because I trained a young lady.
She could play.
Yeah. She had over 3,000 high school points. Yeah.
That's insane.
Good Lord.
Yeah. On to Warwick. I can't even. Miss Traeger. I can't even pronounce his first name. Yexis.
Lexus.
Okay. Yeah. Traeger. And then you got Andrea Struthers or Stashers.
Yes.
Was it Stashers or
Struthers?
Stashers?
That's Lamont's daughter. She transferred though, but she started out of Warwick. Listen, if you ain't see Mima. If you ain't seen her play
Mima.
now, that girl can still play.
Yeah. Did she play in that the adult women's league over there with Ross?
She did, and I kept asking her. I asked her, like, "Girl, when you gonna get old like everybody else?" She could just shoot the ball. She could play. Yeah, she could shoot that thing.
Yeah, I'll because she graduated from Intro. I'll give her a little slash. Number 3 is Unique Upchurch.
Yep. Big girl.
Yeah. Number 4 is LaQuanda Younger.
She scored over 1,000 points in 50 games.
Good God.
That's crazy.
Yep. Point guard.
Ward got a nice little point guard now, Miss Elijah Jones. I trained her too. Shout out Elijah.
I like Elijah.
Yeah. She was a freshman last year, man. Girl. She learning, she growing a lot, man. She's gonna be really, really good.
Yeah, Coach Stark's doing a good job with her.
She is. As long as Mitch will keep their damn hands off of her. Coming out of Mitchville, you got Karen Barefoot.
Give it up to Karen.
Yeah. I did not know Mitchville was nationally ranked in the mid-90s. I did not know that.
Listen, we used to play Mitchville, and it would always be, we would split kind of like how we do now.
Yeah.
You know, like we would win one, they would win one, we would win one. But they had a couple of kids that were just solid at that point in time. But it must. I don't know if that was what year was it? Because I don't think they were nationally ranked. They didn't win state or anything.
He said early 90s, so we talking about like 92, 93.
Yeah, that was probably Karen Barefoot time frame. Okay.
Yep. And this other name, Lias is the last name, Kaolis.
Chalois.
Listen, Chalois Lias. Look, she got to be one of the only kids. UConn offer, UVA offer, Duke, Carolina. 6'1" and could probably jump up and grab the rim with both hands. This girl was like sheer athlete. She played for Boo. A lot of these kids on this list played for Boo. I'm probably thinking all the kids up here played for Boo. Like jump up, grab the rim, 2 hands, just a pure athlete. She could jump so high you couldn't guard her. Like jump so high. She could play. Chalois Lias. She's probably one of my favorites on the list. And I hate to say that because she went to Mitchfield, but she is.
That's all right. That's all
right.
Yeah. That's all right. And well, you forgot Heritage, but I do know Bonet. Bonet got to be up there.
I forgot about her. You're correct.
Yeah, Bonet got to be up there.
You're correct.
I don't know. I'm not familiar too much with Heritage, but I know Bonet was amazing when she was in high school.
She was. I did forget her.
So yeah, like I said, we'll put this list up, and again, we can get more nominations for a different school. Cool. By Sunday, we will finalize all nominations, and then we'll get everybody to vote for a week. After that, we'll come up with a top 10, and we'll have what we do, 6 honorable mention for the guys.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, so we'll do 6 honorable mention for the women as well.
I just got a text. Somebody wants to nominate Misty Hart from Mitchville, and I did forget about Misty.
Misty. Oh yeah, Misty I did see
Hart.
her name before.
Misty Hart. Hart, Misty.
Yep. All right, she'll be up there. Yeah. So yeah, this is great stuff right here, Coach. I definitely appreciate you for taking the time and coming up with all these names and listen, I know we couldn't do it without you, because the crazy thing is that women's basketball, girls basketball, especially in this area, does not get as publicized as it should. And we talking about, look at all these names. These girls are going off to play Power 5 basketball, and they don't even get mentioned.
Right.
That's
crazy to me.
Matt said Danielle Dawson.
What school was that?
Mitchfield. Y'all put too many Mitchfield people on the list, but yeah, Danielle did play for Mitchfield. She was my senior year. That's my homie too. She was player of the year in the PD our senior year. Danielle Dawson.
Okay.
She could play. She could play.
All right.
And I love her. But when I look at this list,
all right.
girl.
So for you personally, can you give us top 5?
Oh, absolutely. Take Diamond and Keisha because they got the top 2 spots. Easy peasy.
Okay.
All right. I'm definitely look, I'm gonna go with Chalois.
Okay. CC.
All right, for sure. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Alyssa from Hampton High School. I'm gonna go with Siobhan.
And Siobhan Earp.
Hampton High School. Siobhan Earp. I mean, you got to. If we talking stats, right?
Yeah.
Because that's right. We talking about all Americans, right? These all Americans.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna have to get the other one to Bozeman, CC Bozeman. We talking all Americans. We talking NC State. We talking 50% from the art. We talking state champions. That's what we talking about.
All right. So number 1, you got
everybody on that list. Everybody on that list won a state championship except for Chalois, I think.
Okay.
No, and Diamond ain't win nothing. She used to average 50 points on a team that couldn't get the ball across half court.
That was crazy.
Right, but she's at NC State and she's a phenom, so
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Well, that's good stuff right there. That is good stuff. Fellas, any questions? Go ahead. Stepman, I know you said you wanted to ask us some questions. Did you want to go ahead and get to those now?
Yeah. So the WNBA, and shout out to my brother Earl Darnell for this question too. How do you feel about the financial gap between the men professionally and the women professionally? And if you do have feelings about it, are there any ways to narrow that? Like anything that can be done in your opinion?
I do feel like, and I hate to say this, like, first of all, I'm somewhat of a feminist, but I think I'm fair. Do I think that women should, in the WNBA, should be earning what the men make? No, I don't.
Okay.
I do not. However, I feel like there are things that could be done to close the gap somewhat. You can't tell me that, the only idea we could come up with is to have girls, women's WNBA on some night and have men's on some nights and have, the women's season run, what is it, 3 months, 2-3 months? And the men's runs for what? How many months? 5?
From October. Yeah, October to April. It's the regular season.
So 7 months. 7 months.
Yeah, I do think that there are things we could do to kind of, put our heads together and come up with something that will make the girls' games or the women's games to attract a different crowd. I've even thought about, why don't they have some of the women's games before the men's games? That might be an idea, but they do have a different fan base. So, that might not work. But there just has to be something. I do feel like, I'm a business person as well. So I understand that as an owner, you can't put all this money into a program that is not turning a profit. That's not smart. It's not smart. However, I do feel like that there are things that can be done to help turn a profit. And I think that that's the key. Maybe that's what we haven't looked at, or, the powers that be haven't looked at. What can we change to draw more attention to the WNBA? It's definitely not a lack of talent. You read online and I see these chauvinistic people talking about the girls' game and they don't play above the rim, but they're definitely more fundamental. They're more sound.
Yeah.
They can definitely play.
Right.
There's a huge, I love going to WNBA games. There's a huge respect for the game, but I think it's sad that our women here have to go overseas just to make enough money after the season, have to make enough money to, be able to survive financially. And there's something that, why can't we play what they make overseas? Like, I don't understand that.
Right.
What are they doing
that was my
overseas?
suggestion.
That they're making the money, but here they can't make it. So maybe the answer isn't a WNBA, but maybe it's a team that's good enough, that they could make that money. And I don't know, maybe they play teams that are overseas and you bring them here. I don't know what the answer is, but there's definitely something that we could look at that can bridge that financial gap, because the answer isn't I have to go to Russia and make $150,000 or $200,000 so I could play. Because I can only make, $40,000, $50,000 here.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think people understand like the wage difference, even from WNBA here to overseas. I don't think people really understand that. It's fast. Yes, very different.
Mm-hmm.
Very different.
What are they doing to draw a crowd to be able to pay that? That kind of, it makes me wonder, like, why aren't we mimicking that? Maybe the idea was wrong to get a women's team that mimics the NBA. Maybe that shouldn't have been the model that we were going after. Maybe it's to have just a professional team that kind of mimics, how the women play overseas. Yeah, I don't know.
That's interesting.
There definitely different things that could be done. Maybe it's more exposure. I just do not know what that is, but
I just think they do a bad job. I think they do a bad job of WNBA of advertising their stars. Because if you ask a casual fan that don't watch NBA, you go watch a casual fan that watch NBA, they can give you 10 superstars in the NBA. But if you ask them about the WNBA, they don't. I just think they do a piss poor job of advertising that star. Who's the face of the WNBA? Who's the face of it?
Right now?
Right now, it's Brittany Griner right now, isn't it?
Well, right.
Right now,
because she's in the news right now. But I'm talking about in the actual season. Who is it? Like, ask the casual fan, who is it?
I think it's the girl that played for Vegas, but I can't even remember her name right now.
Yeah, I would probably say
what?
Liz Cambage?
Listen now, right?
No, not Cambage. She just got released from LA or some mess like that. But my first thing to the WNBA is you're not playing in basketball season. Like, why are you not playing in the winter in basketball season?
Right.
So you're playing in the summer while most families, especially in America, they're traveling. They're leaving.
Right.
Ain't nobody sitting in front of their TV on a Tuesday night in the summertime. They outside. They eating dinner. They cooking out. They doing all kinds of other things, but not going, but watching a WNBA game at home. So that's where the NBA gets its draw from. Like, the casual fan on a Tuesday night, there's nothing on TV. There's an NBA game on TV somewhere. ESPN, TNT, TBS. You know what I'm saying? You got the package. There's an NBA game on somewhere. So I think they should play in the winter. Like, that's number one. Play during basketball season.
Play during basketball season, absolutely.
Elton said the attraction in Europe is bigger for women. They do over there. That's what he just put in the comment.
I do agree with that.
What did you say? What was that?
The attraction in Europe is bigger for women.
Yeah.
In Europe.
But why is my question? Why?
He didn't say why. I think I assume Russia has professional men's teams too over there, right?
Yeah.
But maybe it's not the allure of the NBA. But Stretch, you touched on it. Like, the WNBA season starts in the summertime. Like, NBA season is winding down at that point, and I get it. But like you said, people on vacation, people traveling, like, they may not have the attention span to be tuned into that.
So you want to put the WNBA in the winter with the NFL? That's what we
Yes.
Yeah, then ain't gonna be no more WNBA.
I disagree.
Well,
and
the
this is why I
NBA
disagree.
is a winter sport. Why couldn't the WNBA be a winner?
Right.
It's a winter sport in high school.
Exactly.
Right.
I
It's a winter sport in
disagree.
college. Why when you get to the professional level do they change the
It's in the
season of the
summer.
sport when
I
on
don't think
every
you
other
start,
level it's a winter sport?
but the WNBA is already behind. Why would you put the
But the
WNBA
whole
with the
model needs to
NBA
be
with the
changed. The
NBA
whole
and the
model needs
NFL?
to be
I
changed.
agree that the model needs. I agree that the model needs to change.
Right.
Shanda, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
And this is not to offend at all, I promise. But some of the suggestions that I've seen for like changing the game, right, are and like just research that I've done for this interview is lowering the goal. What do you think as a woman athlete? Like, how does that? Because it sounds demeaning, right? But like, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, for what?
Right.
I guess
So
What's
that
my
women
was
can dunk on it. Women
Right.
can dunk.
right.
And you get the highlight plays for the man game.
Right, the highlight aspect of it, and then they felt like the lower goal would increase scoring more, and because the goal is lower, make it easier for shots to go in. But I mean, again, I think that women should keep the goal at 10 feet personally, but I just because I've asked people and there were differing opinions. Some people were saying like that's a good idea. Other people felt it was demeaning. So.
Yeah, I don't think that the goal needs to be lowered at all. What I think should probably happen is whoever, works in marketing, whoever's responsible for the season and the entire layout should, possibly try to portray the WNBA in a different light, like Stretch said, the whole model just needs to be changed. We don't need the goal to be lowered, to kind of appease people who have chauvinistic attitudes towards the sport. Right. We just need the platform to be changed and to make it different. Again, it's a winter sport. Why are they playing it in the summer, off season? That to me is disrespectful.
Right.
And it could be because they're playing in the winter overseas,
Correct.
for
Correct.
that could be part of it.
See, but they don't change they don't change the NBA game for that.
They don't at all. They
No.
don't.
The good players go to the WNBA, the NBA, and the other ones go overseas. And I mean, that's just what it is.
Yeah, but for not to cut you off, I feel like our girls are really good girls that are in high school, and women that are in college. They need to be able to play at home. You know what I'm saying? NBA professional men have several leagues to go to here in the States before they even go overseas. You got several leagues that you could get paid, provide for your family right here. You got the professional, the NBA, you got the G League, you got semi-pro, you got all these leagues where you can earn income and provide for your family here.
Shouldn't have to go overseas for that. Shouldn't have to.
Tim made a good point. He also stated that the teams in Europe are affiliated with a soccer club, so they have much more money to spend. Y'all agree with that?
That makes sense. I seen this comment. Shout out to him. Thank you for commenting. You too, Elton. Thanks everybody for commenting. But that makes a lot of sense too.
That makes a lot of sense. So here's my thing. Why don't you affiliate, the girls with, obviously you can't affiliate them with a men's team because I think that's what they're trying to do now, but that's failing.
Right.
But overseas, you also get the endorsements from big car companies. So you got BMW, Lexus, like all over their merchandise. Like you got to go over these big companies. They got money to burn and have a sponsor team. And then you might can affiliate them with, I don't know. Soccer ain't that popping over here. I don't know. It had to be football. It had to be football.
And then also shout out to Rodney. He said TV deals have made the NBA, the money allows them to pay more. So I forgot about the TV deals and all that too as well.
Yeah, so, I mean, but you got to put the girls on TV too.
Good point, Rodney.
They definitely need a shot. Like
I mean, they
definitely need a shot. Asia Wilson's a really good player, and shout out to Lanika for mentioning her. Kelsey Plum, Sabrina Ionescu. Like you still got legends like Candace Parker. Like
Right.
these players are still
Go,
good.
go. Yeah.
They should not only be on ESPN, NBA TV, and like, you know, they put them on weird times,
They do.
weird date. Like, come on, man. Like the
That
whole
is
model
part
needs
of
to be
it.
changed. Why they not playing on TNT?
Well, are these games? Let me ask you a question. Have you all been to WNBA games? Are these games selling out? When you go to the arenas, are they selling out?
No.
To me, not in every area. It depends on
Not
where
in
you
every
go.
area.
If you go to,
Correct.
if you go watch a LA Sparks game, I mean, it's pretty nice.
Seattle
crowd in
sells
there.
out. Phoenix sells out. East Coast teams don't really sell out. But again, you don't have to play in the Garden. Like if you're in New York Liberty, you don't have to play in the Garden. You can play somewhere else.
Right.
Like why? You know what I'm saying? You can play in the College Arena and fill that joint up instead of looking half empty in the NBA. And you know what I'm saying? The NBA arenas.
Right.
Do y'all think that because the NBA subsidizes the WNBA, do y'all think that's an issue? Do you think that they need to be completely separate from the NBA?
I mean, how could they right now? Like
right now,
really a lot of they're not making that money to do it. So that there has to be some sort of subsidy. But you know, I think I don't know what the answer is. I didn't work in marketing. All I know is I don't like it the way it is. You know, like we said, a summer sport. You know, we're not even in basketball mode at that point in time.
It's done. It's done.
Yeah, put it on in the winter where, you know, it's 30 degrees outside and I'm in the house because it's too
I'm
cold
stuck in the
and
house.
I want to watch basketball. Yeah.
I'm
put
stuck in the house. Give me some MLK where the whole day is running. Nothing but games.
Absolutely. You know,
That's
WNBA Saturday.
That's actually a really good idea because the Martin Luther King is the primarily the NBA's day. You have some WNBA games up there. Like you will have some. I think you will have some with that. Adam Silver.
Absolutely.
But I think we all can agree, though. I think, you know, the WNBA players, I think they all should be playing at home. They should have to go overseas to make a living.
They should have to go overseas, man.
Absolutely.
Agree.
Yeah, because I'm trying to see my girl Motley play. I ain't going to Spain no time soon. So shit.
Absolutely. There we go.
Coach, it's been a pleasure. Do you have any shout outs? You got any shout outs? You got anything you want to say before we get out of here?
I saw some of my boo crew was listening. Rodney. You know, I just I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the opportunity to come up here and talk. You know, I love to come back and I just have, you know, all kinds of topics, discussion that I think are important to women's basketball, like, you know, how we're coaches, you know, we're a minority in our own sport. I think that's something that I'm very passionate about. You know, in the PD, I think there are only 3 female coaches. There might be a fourth. Is that 4? 4.
Yeah. You Amber, Coach Starch.
And Phoebe's coach. Yep.
Oh yeah, Phoebe. Okay. Yeah.
So, you know, and the crazy part about it, if you look at like in the PD at girls basketball and the coaches, and I played college basketball, Coach Starch played college basketball, Amber played college basketball.
Yeah.
I don't know if the guys played college basketball or not. And I don't say that as a slight because I think that they're, you know, for the most part, they're good coaches. I'm just saying that the bar is so much higher for us in our own sport. And that's crazy to me, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm passionate about that. I love to come back one day and just talk about, you know, some of the sexism that exists in our own sport.
Before y'all season starts, I'm gonna bring Hollywood Mike and Statman to the Crab, and we're gonna do a PD preview. So we'll talk about some sexism, and you know I gotta let these guys meet Big E and see what it's about. Like walking in that building, and it just feels different. You know,
and Hollywood get to see some coaches. coaches.
No, listen. This is what I was going to say. This is what I was going to say in my closing remarks to you, Shanda. So I have my thing about coaches, but you persuaded me. I love coaching. I love coaching. So,
bro, you gotta stop, man.
Listen, no, she articulated it.
Bro, you really gotta stop.
Shanda. I appreciate you.
This guy.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I cannot believe that this is happening.
So shout out to all the coaches out there. You do a great job. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate it, Shanda.
Jesus.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike.
No, we're not thanking Mike. Mike, you get no thanks for that. Thank you, Shanda.
Oh my God. This guy
Thank you so much.
Bro.
Thank you all for having me. I do appreciate it a lot.
No, we appreciate you.
Look, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you, and we'll see you real soon. Give it up one more time, Shanda Bailey. Thank you.
All right.
Have a good night.
Shanda. All right.
All right. Good night, young lady. All right, man. So look, while we still got time, I know people, bear with us.
Oh, business about to pick up.
But
we got some stuff to talk about.
Business about to pick up.
That was a great interview. Again, shout out to Shanda Bailey coming on.
Just call me Coach Mike now. Just call me Coach Mike. Call me Coach Mike.
Come on, man.
Run the baseline. Run the baseline. Set that pitch.
Bro, you got to stop, man. All these people watching you pump fake up here. You going to be
pump faking hard.
Hey, Stretch, look, he going to stuff Steve Kerr in the porta potty next time you mess up. Watch.
Hey, listen,
so, without further ado, we had some very hot NBA news come out over the past couple of days. And today in particular. So, we'll start with the latest. Patrick Beverley gets sent to LA, the Lakers, that is, for THT and Stanley Johnson. Who gives a damn? I love the move. I personally love the move because I said it. Soon as Patrick Beverley came, that means Russell must go. Shout out to Fat Boy Meach. He loved him some Russell Westbrook. Talking about 1877. That might have been the worst 1877
Thank you, Damo. I appreciate that, Damo. Absolutely. Lakers are a shit show. My bad, Stretch. Go ahead. Yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
Come on. Yeah, actually,
I've been waiting for this since we was in
the chat. Go ahead.
Because y'all too.
Go ahead, man.
You said you love the move. First of all, I like Pat Bev. Let me say that first. No, you don't. Hold on, let me finish. I do love Pat Bev. Love Pat Bev.
Go ahead.
Pat Bev is a good defender. But if you have a 34-year-old as your defensive anchor on the perimeter, number one, you have an issue. Number two, you have Pat Bev, and you trade him for two players. THT.
Wait a minute. Go ahead, man.
THT and Stanley Johnson. Now, I'm gonna ask you this: what is your problem with THT? Because I want to hear it from both of you guys. I want to hear it.
Okay. Well, number one, THT value dropped so bad during this past season. He had high value. We should have traded him for DeMar DeRozan when DeMar DeRozan was a Spur. We did not. We held him. We had an opportunity to trade him last year for Kyle Lowry. I didn't like that move personally, but we held him again. So now, no one wants this guy besides a team that is rebuilding, and that is the Utah Jazz. So, bye-bye THT. Hello, Patrick Beverley. Next. Oh, also, did I mention that THT took his butt to a pro-am and averaged 7 points a game?
Okay.
Go ahead. Continue.
Okay, so here's my thing. You two guys and my brother always say, man, it's hard playing with LeBron because, LeBron going to have you delegate to sitting in the corner.
Scotty, come on, get online. Scotty, come on.
Let me finish.
Scotty, get online. Defend yourself, Scotty.
Let me get to my point. Because
I don't even remember saying that.
No one said this.
I
might do.
Brother, I got receipts.
And I swear to gracious.
Listen, I got receipts. So here's the thing. So Kevin Love. Kevin Love.
Let me
get to my point. Trust me, brother. I'm painting the picture. I'm coaching right now. Thanks. I'm coaching right now. All right. Let me
shades back on you, bro.
Let me do my thing, bro.
Put your shades back on.
No. I probably need to.
You do.
Here's the thing. THT is 22. It's not even 22 years old. You trade THT for a 34-year-old. Not to mention, you all made the comment early in the season. Even my brother stated this too as well. When you play with LeBron, LeBron's going to delegate you to the third option. So you're asking. So what you said earlier, you said THT was trash. You expect THT to be what, a number 2 option? You got LeBron, you got AD, now you got Russ, and you expect THT to give you scoring minutes? THT averaged 9 shot attempts a game. Austin Reeves averaged more shot attempts than THT. So how do you expect THT to play significant minutes and get opportunities when you're playing behind Russ, AD, and LeBron? And before Russ got there, Before Russ got there, THT was supposed to be the third option. Now Russ comes in.
Who said that?
Hold on. Let me finish.
I swear to God, bro. This dude
No. Listen, listen. The proof is there, bro. The proof is there. So let me ask you this.
You, Damo, and anybody else that talking about some damn THT need the ball.
I'm saying how do you justify trading a 22-year-old for a goddamn 34-year-old?
Because the 34-year-old has more value. The 34-year-old can do stuff that the 22-year-old can't do.
This is what you said. This is what you said. This is what you said earlier. Oh, we got Thomas Bryant. He's a great screen setter. And you got Damon Jones, Thomas Bryant, Troy Brown, Wyndon Gabriel. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. And you said, oh.
So why are you naming the bottom half of the bench?
Thomas Bryant. No, you said Thomas Bryant. He got brute strength. What the hell is that?
Why are you naming the guys that are at the bottom of the bench?
No. Do I need to go to the receipts? Because you want to say they're at the bottom of the bench.
That's what I'm asking you.
Go to receipts.
This is what I'm asking you.
Hold on.
Why are you talking about guys that are at the bottom of the bench? I was talking about the depth at the big man position. So we was also talking about getting the boy Miles Turner from Indiana.
No.
Yeah, that's how the conversation went.
Did you say that Thomas Bryant and Damon Jones they're gonna set great picks? Did you say that?
No, I said Damon Jones can play and Thomas Bryant is a good backup. He can set great screens.
So you did not say he set great screens. You didn't say
that's
that.
what I just said. He's a great backup. He can set great screens. You need somebody that can set screens. I don't understand the problem.
So now it's about brute strength. That matters now. Brute strength. That matters.
I tell you what, Mike. I won't set now one damn screen for your ass this Sunday. Tell me how many jump shots you get.
Hey, I'm in my Kyrie bag anyway.
Now tell me how many jump shots you gonna get without me setting a damn screen for you.
Listen. If anybody justifies that trade, that Pat Bev is worth 2 players, they out their goddamn mind. They out their goddamn mind, bro.
What difference do it make if it's one player or 2 players? What difference do that make?
Okay, so
you got rid of a 21-year-old, a 21.
Mike,
again,
Mike, can't play.
Mike,
he can't play, Mike.
How? Hold on. How do you know? That's the problem with the Lakers. How do you know?
Okay,
Mike.
Mike.
Go turn on the field. Go turn on the field for the pro-am, Mike. Go show. He averaged 20 points a game to some dudes that work at Foot Locker, man.
You got 3 Hall of Famers on your team. What do you expect from Ant? 4 and Carmelo? That's all taking more shots than him. He doesn't have
who was on his team at the pro-am?
We ain't talking about no damn pro-am.
Who was on his team at the pro-am?
Listen, all I know is, according to Stretch, all you need to do is set a great pick. That's all you need.
Okay.
A great pick.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Now this Sunday, when you don't get my screens, tell me how many points your ass get.
Hey, I tell you what, if you can't flip the screen or pick and pop.
No. You ISO Joe this Sunday.
Don't set no screen.
Damo, tell him he gonna be ISO Joe this Sunday. I ain't setting the damn screen. Not a one.
I'm gonna be honest.
Not a one.
Put some respect on THT name. He's 21 years old, and y'all giving up on him already? Like, come on. And he's playing
Mike, no disrespect, Mike. No disrespect. You're better than THT right now.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
You shoot better than him? You shoot better than him?
I'm not gonna do that.
You play with more fire on defense than him?
So hold on. We just talked about. Let me ask you a question. Let's be serious though. Let's be serious, right?
Let us be serious.
So here's the thing. If Kevin Love and Chris Bosh had a
Why
hard
did
time.
you bring up Kevin Love?
Let me hear my point. Let me make my point. If Chris Bosh and Kevin Love had a hard time adjusting to LeBron, what the hell you think a 21-year-old is not gonna have that same problem? And you playing against four Hall of Famers. Make that make sense, bro.
Listen,
That's
listen,
what I'm
man.
saying.
I'm trying to answer it, bro. I want to answer it for you, but you like,
Hold on.
bro.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Listen.
You know THT? You know THT?
Hmm?
Do you know THT personally? Y'all went to the club last night?
I don't know.
Y'all found that? Y'all must have found that at the same time when he got traded.
I'm just saying it don't make sense. Y'all acting like now you act like Pat Bev.
It makes all the sense.
But Mike, here's the problem that you leaving out, bro, because you say all of that and you acknowledge that he don't really have a role on the team. So why would the Lakers keep him? You just acknowledge he don't have no role on the team.
I didn't
You
say he
just
didn't have
said that.
no.
Hold on, Mike.
But
Hold
I
on,
also
bro.
said it was a shit show.
Oh, okay. So Mike, so let's look at it from a basketball standpoint.
Sure, let's do that.
THT is a non-shooter. He can't dribble or make layups or do anything with his left hand. He can't play defense. So like, where is he supposed to be?
He got cement blocks tied to his ankles.
So I'm asking you, Mike, and this is a legitimate question. Like, how is he helping the Lakers? Like, then you bring it to Patrick Beverley. Like, and I've always liked Patrick Beverley. The extra stuff aside, sometimes it's too much. But he's a perfect archetype of fit of a guy next to LeBron and AD. He's a 3-and-D point guard. He can hit spot-up jumpers. He's an elite defensive point guard, and he don't need the ball to be successful. Those are the kind of players that you need around LeBron and AD. Yes, the ages are concerned. Yes, the injuries are concerned. But the type of player that Patrick Beverley is the guy that you want around your two superstars.
And most importantly, they only need him for 1 year.
The word perfect. Perfect. So he's a perfect 3-and-D for LeBron. He's perfect. I'm asking.
So guys, you see the glimpse of what Mike does. Like I just gave an explanation, and then Mike puts out one word.
Hold on, Stats. Let's not fool the people that's watching. You use the word perfect. Do I need to pull receipts? Because you use the word perfect. He's the perfect.
I just said it like 15 seconds ago, bro. What we pulling receipts for?
So for the people that's watching, this is the Lakers' upcoming roster. Let me interest you in this fucking circus. Let me interest you in this. And by the way, you know I'm a LeBron guy. Let's go down the list.
No, you're not. You're not no LeBron guy.
Everybody knows LeBron. Everybody knows that. So Max Christie.
No, your guy's Ben Simmons. You're a Ben Simmons guy.
Ever heard of him? Max Christie. Everybody heard of him? Does Christie's son? I don't know. Max Christie. Everybody heard of him? No.
Dog, he's a rookie, bro.
Listen. It's part of the shit show, right? Thomas Bryant.
Wait a minute, bro. I can't let you continue, bro. How are they a shit show for drafting a rookie?
No,
bro.
Listen,
man.
Listen.
You disqualified, man. You disqualified, man.
So you can't come on, bro.
Lonnie Walker. What's Lonnie Walker known for? He was known for his hair than his basketball play. Lonnie Walker, right? Troy Brown. I thought he played for the Patriots. That's the same Troy Brown that played for the Patriots? Not the same one? Okay.
You terrible, man.
Damian Jones.
He can play ball, man. Damian Jones
can actually play.
Damian
Jones, man.
Let me interest you in Wayman Gabriel.
He's decent, bro. He's just a bench. He's coming off the bench.
He's like the 13th man on the bench.
This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. So what you got? 60 wins? You got 60 wins? What you got? 60 wins?
Listen, after they make this move and get rid of Russell Westbrook, we'll see.
Okay, man. I got it.
I just don't understand, bro. Like what your fascination with THT is.
No, because what it is that Stretch is a coach, right? He's a coach, right?
Yeah.
THT is 21 years old.
What does that mean?
But let me finish. So we don't develop. So after 2 years, we just get rid of a player for a 34-year-old. Is that what we're doing? That's what we do.
Okay, so how? Okay, so let me ask you. I got a question real quick. How would you develop THT in the context of the Lakers?
I am not a coach. I defer to Stretch.
Bro, but we ask because you said, but Mike, you saying that he needs to be developed. I'm asking you, how would you develop?
THT is better than Pat Beverly. I tell you that. He's
No,
better
he's
than
not.
Pat Beverly.
No, he's
Yes,
not.
No, he's not.
So listen.
I
As
can
far
see
as
it now,
development,
Go
as far as development is concerned, THT needs time to develop. And he's a player that needs the basketball in his hands. However, with the current construction of the LA Lakers and their new coach, they do not have time to develop THT, which is why they made the move for Patrick Beverly. They only need him for 1 year. That's it.
Well, how about get rid of Kendrick Nunn and cut him? Because he ain't played nothing.
How you know they're not? How you know they're not moving him next?
I'm only going about what we have in front of us right now, bro.
All
That's
right.
all I'm going with.
So speaking of what's in front of us right now, Kevin Durant obviously had a change of heart and didn't change his tampon, or should have changed his tampon, or
Oh God,
should have used a different brand of tampon or something. Because he decided to go back to this abusive relationship with Kyrie Irving, and yeah, now they singing Kumbaya in Brooklyn. Your thoughts? I don't have no words for him.
I'm away from Mike to go. Huh?
KD. What's your face for?
You was the same guy when he called for the trade.
Yeah, you want to pull receipts?
June 30th, you gave him a standing ovation. That was June 30th.
You want to pull receipts now? That's what you want to do? You asked me. I got the floor, right? So let me finish. I like the move, KD going back for my guy Ben Simmons. I didn't want Ben Simmons to go out there with that roster. So now that KD's back, I feel good for Ben Simmons. So you got Ben, you got Kyrie, and you got KD. But I do go back to what I said earlier. I don't blame KD for any of this. I blame the New Jersey Nets. The Brooklyn Nets for all of this. They're the owner. They're the power broker. They call all the shots, and they let KD and they let Kyrie run the organization. That's on them, bro. Stress, you got your own business. You gonna let your employees come in there and tell you what to do? Absolutely not, right? You're not gonna let them tell you what to do. So why are we looking at KD and Kyrie funny when it's on the owners? The owners got to control that environment. They got to do that. They make the big bucks. They're the billionaires.
Yeah.
Right, so
they told them they're not moving them. But what you did,
yes, go ahead.
June 30th, when he requested that trade, the next day we went live. You gave that man a standing ovation. We said
you was up here doing
that we get out of an abusive relationship, and we gave him all the love for standing up and getting out of it. Now you sitting here saying that's the right move to make.
Yeah, no. Now you completely. Hold on. Let me finish. I support.
Look, I was the only one who don't. I didn't support the abusive relationship.
Maybe I did not hear the question. I fully support KD and everything that KD does. All I'm saying is
you gotta stop, man.
Listen. He was in an abusive relationship. He was absolutely.
Man was up here doing cartwheels.
But you know what? They went to couples therapy. That's what they did. They went to couples therapy. And when you go to therapy and you go before the Lord, hey, when God is your foundation, anything is possible. When God is your foundation, anything is possible to you do. It's the truth. We don't believe in God. We don't believe in God. All right, the same. They went to couples therapy. That's what we went to couples therapy.
I would just say, as a person who loves God more than anything, I think it was less about God and more about Kevin Durant not having as much power as he originally thought he had, because he demanded a trade. They didn't trade him. He demanded Marks and Nash to get fired. They didn't do that either. Look, at some point, there has to be a discussion about, and I'm all about player empowerment, but there has to be a discussion about guys, what Kevin Durant did, Paul George did, asking for a trade with 4 years left on their contract. The owners are not going to play that game anymore with them, because if you asking with 4 years left on your contract, the owners are thinking, why even have a contract?
Correct.
You feel what I'm saying? So
I want the same energy though. I want the same energy when the owners trade Rudy Gobert with time left on his
Mike,
contract.
I agree with you,
I
and
want
I
the same
gave
energy though.
I agree with you, and I gave you that same example.
You
So
did.
you're not putting seats on me. I'm just telling you that listen, the owners literally traded Rudy Gobert. I think he had 3 years left on his contract. They traded CJ, had years left on his contract.
Right.
I agree with you on all of that. All I'm saying is, though, optics play a big part in this. Rudy Gobert and CJ McCollum are not nearly as big as Kevin Durant. So how it looks is why they would make a move with that. Because Kevin Durant is what? Still a top 5 to 7 player in the NBA. And like he demanded a trade and they didn't acquiesce to that. You know what I mean? So the owners are gonna come and they'll be like, yo, we gotta get something for that because that's not y'all can't keep demanding trades with
I'm all for it.
I know this new CBA about to be crazy. And I feel bad for the players. I feel bad for the players because of the moves of a few have cost the power and freedom of the many. So now you about to get minimum game requirements in your contract to get your money. You about to get time served, you about to get all this stuff.
Listen, man. I don't blame KD. You know, you got 4 years left in your contract. It's a shit show in Brooklyn. Get out. Just like I tell my brother. Just like I tell my brother with teams. He loved the Knicks. I've been telling that joker for years. Nigga, jump ship.
I don't even know.
They ain't got no loyalty to you whatsoever. But you walk around with Knick hats on and blankets and throw towels and shit like mugs and all this shit.
Mike, can I just ask you?
They ain't done nothing for you. But take your damn money. You on Amazon, the cart full of Knick shit, and they ain't done a goddamn thing for you.
Can I ask you a question, Mike?
Go ahead.
Just real quick, you can answer it any way you like. How much do you think Kevin Durant contributed to the shit show that you just said Brooklyn has?
0.
Okay.
0. You know why? Listen. How
you
gonna ask me? Hold on, Stats. How you ask me a question? Listen. Okay. You gonna ask me a question? Can I answer?
No, you did answer the question, and we're looking at you incredulously. Like, how could you say zero?
Okay. And my brother said all a man has is loyalty. Yeah, you can be loyal. Listen,
shout out to Dwight Vick. He says it's a show that KD created. Absolutely is. KD created.
I don't even know if it's all KD's fault, but it's got to be more than zero.
KD's fault.
It's got to be more than zero. It's got to be more than zero.
Because he's their franchise guy, they ran all of these moves by KD. Now, whether or not he signed up on them personally or not, they ran all of them by him. Because they're not going to bring in James Harden if KD don't say okay. They're not going to trade all those guys away if KD doesn't say okay. So, yes, KD is responsible for this.
So they didn't see when KD left OKC? They didn't see when KD left Golden State?
He was a free agent.
But still, they didn't see all that. They just like
that's not nearly the same, bro. That's not nearly the same.
Why isn't it? Tell me
why. Because and again, I'm not mad at KD for trying to exercise his power. All I'm saying is that requesting a trade with 4 years on your contract is different than leaving as a free agent. Those are different things.
So you know what? Cool. It seems like you all are not upset, but you're all saying, well, KD had 4 years left on his contract. He should honor his contract. But what about
What about is the
best interest of the player?
Bro, I didn't even think we said that, bro.
No one said that.
No one said that. It's subliminal. It's subliminal.
No, it's bro. But you gotta stop, bro. You gotta stop, man.
Hey, listen, man. KD,
you gotta stop.
You have 5 years on your contract. If you don't want to be there, and you want to be in the best position for yourself and your family, do what you got to do, bro.
Okay, Mike. Let's do the same thing. Mike, let's look at this. Let's just look at this logically. First of all, nobody said that, so you got to stop.
Okay.
Also, I'm not mad at him for requesting a trade, but all I'm saying is, bro, you say it's 0. like he doesn't have any responsibility for.
What do you do? Tell me, what do you do?
I would say first and foremost, because I don't even necessarily agree with Stretch. They ran everything by him because sometimes
they did. No, they did.
Sometimes organizations make decisions without consulting, without factoring in their best player.
No, these are all major moves. They did.
I would say the thing that Kevin Durant signed off on, which was dumb from the beginning, was giving DeAndre Jordan 4 for 40. That was dumb. That was
hold on. Does the check stub say Kevin Durant?
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not blaming him mostly or solely for that because the owner still got to make the decision. But what was reported was that they're not going to sign unless you sign DeAndre Jordan as well. That was what was reported. So again, like if you're saying that, so Kevin Durant doesn't deserve any responsibility for that.
So if I tell you to come with me and
let's have
a bottle of Henny and let's do 90 on 64, you know what I'm saying? That's you make your decision. They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do that. They didn't know. So y'all always want to throw your hand at the situation, but you didn't have to do that.
This guy crazy, man.
Hey, call it what you want.
Come
to LA, KD. Come to LA. Come to LA. Get rid of Pat Bev and Gabriel.
Come to LA.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. Nobody in the league wants them motherfuckers. Excuse my French. They don't want no Gabriel. You can't put no package together for them. What package are you gonna put? Hey, I can see it now. Palik on the phone. Hey, I got Gabriel, Troy Brown, and Pippen Jr. Let me go ahead and get Siakam. Hell, who wants that? Who wants? You can't put no package together with them.
I'm still trying to figure out what the hell this got to do with Kevin Durant, man.
I'm just saying though, y'all all over the place.
Absolutely nothing. First of all, no mind.
I'm just saying. What package
we
gotta look. Are we gonna talk about Chet Holmgren before we go? Because Mike,
listen. He was Chet Holmgren. That was just idiotic. What he did, that's idiotic.
Okay,
let the man go and lay the ball up. What you doing, bro?
Yeah,
let the man go.
In a program where your boy struggled to score. Anyway, so with that being said,
you threw a little shot in there. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro.
With that being said, we'll go ahead and get out of here. Closing remarks, Mike.
Go to stats. I'm gonna see what stats closing remarks. Go to stats.
I'm just gonna say no more drinking during the show, bro. That's it. Because you were literally doing cartwheels for Kevin Durant, and now bro. Like the switch up is real. I love you, dog. I love both of y'all. God, Bree, Mom, all the people watching. Thank you. We appreciate it, man. Tell everybody to subscribe. Thank you, Shanda, for coming on. Like, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming on.
This guy, wow.
Yeah,
Mike.
Thanks for Shanda for coming on. Changing my thought process when it comes to coaching. You know what I'm saying? I've been knowing these two guys. They ain't taught me nothing. But thanks to Shanda.
This dude is bro. This dude is
all the viewers out there watching and all that. Keep supporting the pod, man. We trying to do big things over here. But appreciate everybody tonight for watching, man. Stay up. Be blessed.
All right, coming up next week, man. We're gonna have Adrian Motley coming up talking about her time in the PD, man. We conclude the women queen of the PD top 25. And then head into season 2. We got some big changes coming up, man. So we'll wrap up PD Top 25 talk, and then season 2 will be upon us. So again, appreciate everybody tuning in, watching, subscribe, like, share, and look, keep us in your prayers, man. Dealing with this dude, man.
I love y'all, man. You know that it's all love. You know what I'm saying?
This guy crazy, man. All right, man. It's Coach Stretch. We signing up out of here, man. Be relentless in all that you're doing. Trust your grind. We out.
Peace.